Good day, everyone. Welcome to Real Conservative News Headlines. I'm your host, Nathaniel Rajkumar. TTT posted this morning, today we honor the strength, sacrifice, and resilience of our African ancestors. Happy African Emancipation Day, Trinidad and Tobago, and across the region, across the Caribbean. A lot of other countries, a lot of islands are celebrating Emancipation today as well. TTT reported the borough of Arima is celebrating a major milestone. 137 years since it was granted Royal Chartered Borough status. It probably is about time it becomes a city. But it's good news. It's good news. The festivities coincide with Trinidad and Tobago's Emancipation Day observances. TTT also reported schools to reopen on September 8th. So that's good news for the students. I'm not really sure about the parents, but for the students, yeah. The start of the new school year has been pushed back by 1 week. Minister of Education, Dr. Michael Dowlett, confirmed at today's post-cabinet media briefing that schools will now reopen on Monday, September the 8th, 2025. He said the cabinet approved the extension of the July-August vacation period by 1 week to help better balance the academic calendar, adding that no teaching time will be lost. He said the reason for this is that we looked at the previous schedule. The first term would have had 15 weeks, the second term 12 weeks, and the third term 12 weeks. And what we did was to balance the distribution because, the first term is normally the longest one and everybody gets burnt out. The teachers and the students and the parents, and the total number of weeks for the first term, second term, and third term will be 39 weeks. So no teaching will be lost. CNC3 reported SEWATT has received telecommunications equipment valued at $50,000 to better support the charitable organization's efforts during national emergencies. The donation came from Computer Technologies and Services Limited, CTSL, which launched its operations in Couva on Thursday. CNC3 also reported Minister of Culture and Community Development, Michelle Benjamin, says the CC Winans concert at the Queen's Park Oval Thursday night was just what the country needed that her ministry will seek to invest more in these types of events. She was speaking to Guardian Media's Samson Nanton. I fully agree. I believe that we should have a lot more of these events. And if the state is assisting in sponsoring it, I love that. That's a wonderful idea. TDT reported over $3 million in grants were distributed by the Ministry of Culture and Community Development on Wednesday to cultural and community groups responsible for hosting various celebrations on Trinidad and Tobago's cultural calendar. So once again, as usual, the UNC party and government always invests into the people of our nation, no matter where you're from or who you are. TDT also reported Trinidad and Tobago is taking another step towards greater connectivity with the African continent. This to me was really good and interesting. Honestly speaking, I'm not really surprised. I'm not surprised, but it's still, it's good. It's good. This as the Minister of Trade, Investment and Tourism, Satya Khama Maharaj announced the government's commitment to weekly flights to the African continent. As he addressed the opening ceremony of the 23rd Annual Transatlantic Trade and Investment Symposium, Minister Maharaj said he took an expensive trip with almost 2 days of travel to get to one of the African countries. He said if a businessman cannot easily access a market, he cannot effectively do business there. Exactly. Direct connectivity between our regions is not only possible, but practical. As Minister of Trade, Investment and Tourism, I am fully committed to engaging the relevant authorities and stakeholders to facilitate the establishment of a weekly or bi-weekly direct flight between Trinidad and Tobago and Ghana. The minister noted that when the Prime Minister of India recently visited Trinidad and Tobago, his direct flight only took about 7 hours. These flights would unlock a new frontier of opportunity for our exporters, low entry costs for investors, and strengthen the people-to-people ties that form the foundation of lasting partnerships between our nations. Once again, people, I think this is a wonderful idea. And of course, even if it was the PNM that made this decision, it would have been good because it reduces the time to be able to visit one of our trading partners and the entire continent, of course, of Africa. Guyana Chronicle reported for thousands of farmers across Region 2, the problem of rising fertilizer prices finally comes to an end. Nearly 3,909 farmers from villages across the Essequibo coast are now benefiting from the free distribution of over 19,000 bags of fertilizer provided by the government of Guyana through the Ministry of Agriculture. For many farmers, the rising cost of fertilizer had become a critical challenge, threatening crop yields and household income. And of course, that cost would have been handed down to the consumer. So once again, people, the Irfaan Ali administration is seeking the needs of the entire population of Guyana. Guyana Chronicle also reported President Dr. Irfaan Ali on Wednesday announced the rollout of integrated laboratory services across Guyana, aimed at improving access to primary health care and promoting healthier family life. The announcement was made during the commissioning of the new Bath Regional Hospital in Region 5, Mahaika Berbice, a state-of-the-art facility that promises to transform healthcare delivery in the area. Folks, that brings us to the end of today's news headlines. Thanks again to everyone who continues to support my content. Like, comment, share, stay blessed and stay safe in Jesus' name. Once again, happy Emancipation Day.